Hey guys, Tony Ross here from Ross Law Firm in Denton, Texas. I wanted to talk to y'all today about a question that we are getting and a fact pattern that we're seeing more and more often these days. It's a question that clients commonly have, and jurors have during trial, and that's, can somebody be convicted? Can somebody be, first of all, charged and arrested and then ultimately convicted of driving while intoxicated, DWI, if it's later found by the state that the only thing that was in that person's system at the time was a prescription medication? Again, we're seeing this fact scenario play out more and more often as almost every PD, police department, is going towards blood testing as opposed to breath testing. They like blood tests because it tells them not only the alcohol in somebody's body, but it also tells them what drugs and how much of those drugs are in somebody's system at any certain time. And so we're getting a lot of DWIs where the alleged impairment was caused by alcohol and some legal drug, alcohol and some illegal drug, a mixture of two illegal drugs, marijuana and some amount of alcohol, all kinds of combinations. But we're also getting DWIs where the alleged impairment was caused by a prescription medication, and sometimes it's more than one prescription medication. And so we have clients that are dealing with their case with us sit down and ask us, how is it that we're facing the same charge as somebody who went out and downed a bottle of vodka, or took a bunch of pills, or smoked a bunch of weed, and this and that? How is it that taking our prescription medication is the same level of offense as going out and getting drunk as can be? And essentially, our answer is just based upon the definition of DWI in Texas. And DWI in Texas is defined as not having the normal use of your mental or physical faculties, your functions essentially, based upon and due to the introduction of alcohol or drugs, or a combination of the two into somebody's system. And drugs can be prescription drugs, it can be prescription medication. So we're seeing more and more cases to where people are facing DWI charges based upon the fact that they took their prescription medication as directed by their doctor, and they're now facing this charge. Now, as a defense attorney, I can tell you that just based upon my experience, it's far less likely for a jury to convict somebody for DWI if the only alleged impairment was a prescription medication taken appropriately. One caveat to that is, somebody who is severely impaired. Let's say, for example, you've hurt your back, you've broken your back, and you're on a painkiller that's extremely strong. You should not be driving. If you're impaired to the point to where you can barely walk, or you have lost the use of your normal mental and physical functions, just like somebody who went out there and drank 10, 12, 15 beers, however many beers it takes for the average person to get intoxicated, then it's going to be a tough case to fight, and it's going to be more of a battle. But if we're talking about somebody who is taking a prescription medication as directed, juries in general have a little bit more sympathy for those people. Again, as long as they're not intoxicated to a point to where it's obvious they shouldn't be driving. Again, I'm not saying that this cannot end in a conviction, because it absolutely can, and it does all the time. It's just less likely. So what I would say is, if you're taking a medication or medications that do affect your ability to function normally, that have an effect that can impair you if you get behind the wheel of a car, be very, very, very careful before operating a motor vehicle. You need to ensure that you're not under the influence of that medication before you get behind the wheel of a car, so you don't end up getting arrested for a DWI and going through this whole process, because it can end in a conviction, even when you're taking your legal medications as prescribed. It can absolutely end in a conviction. So if you're in this situation, if you have questions, if you need to talk to us about any of this kind of thing, please feel free to reach out to us. Again, my name's Tony Ross with Ross Law Firm in Denton, Texas. I hope this video was helpful for some of you guys. And again, if we can help y'all in any way, please don't hesitate to contact us. Thank you.